Let me tell you something. This is very basic. We're teaching basics here. As my sensei used to say, there are as many judos as there are people who practice it. So some people do throws that not even they know how they do it, but they do it. They just pick it up. They get it inside. They have an unconscious way of doing it. Sometimes you see this guy do beautiful throws. He can't teach you. He doesn't know how he's doing it, but he does it anyway. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? What we did today here is the Japanese way of teaching, because I need to teach all of you and make you understand it. So that's why it's so step-by-step mechanical, so that I can get the maximum understanding. But nobody is limited to this, okay? Like I said, there's many ways of making things work. Let me tell you a story. There was one of the Jigoro Kano's student disciples, and you know, and funny in Japan.
Jigoro Kano is the founder of judo.
Sure,
guys,
that's
okay?
right.
It's like the Gracies for Jiu-Jitsu, Jigoro Kano, Sensei Jigoro Kano is for judo. Okay?
So in those days, there was actually an MMA, but it was with the Gion, and there was no time limit, and it only stopped when somebody gave up or somebody got hurt. And there was this one guy that did a throw called Yamadashi. There was no videos. We don't know how it was anymore. But he beat everybody with the throw. He kind of created it. It worked. Okay? I'm very good at Haraigoshi, which is a hip throw like this, right? Remember Boiku? This guy developed Haraigoshi on his own, and he developed in a way where he locked the shoulder in that you needed to fall, if not you hurt your shoulder. So there are as many judos as there are judokas, okay? The main thing is for us to understand why these things work, okay? And what Jigoro Kano did and what I taught you guys today is not only the foot sweeps and the foot throws and the trips and everything, I taught you guys a structured way of learning it, okay? It's like physics. Who can teach quantum physics before you learn what gravity is, right? You need to understand these things. So foot sweeps, if you don't understand why you're foot sweeping, it's going to be harder to do it, right? Or if you don't understand why you're slapping the mat, it's going to be harder to do it. So everything I teach is the way I was taught. My sensei always taught me why he was doing it. So I'm telling you why we do things. And it takes years and years and years to learn this, but I'm going to tell you something. If any one of you practice these foot sweeps, come and practice them 10 minutes. Okay, somebody did the class, let's do foot sweeps. 1, 2, 3. Just keep on doing them. And you're going to do a quantity of them going to be right and a quantity of them are going to be wrong. But you are going to sense what works and you're going to start doing it. And then all of a sudden you're going to be fighting and you're going to do a foot sweep. So how did that happen? Because you started, because you know it's a fraction of a second and you need to build it into your unconscious, okay? Yeah. So this is the part of Tachiwaza. It's very basic. I wish I could keep on teaching you guys for months and years. We don't have that. Who knows? Maybe someday I'd move up here and then I'll be here every day. But I teach the same class to American top team professional fighters. Who met Leonardo Buscafé? Everybody, the UFC fighter that's been up here.
Yeah.
I train with him constantly. This stuff, all the time. He is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a UFC fighter, and he didn't know how to use these things. And now he started to use them because it works. It works for anybody. Foot sweeps.
Paulão filho do
Paul was a judo guy.
É, ele usa isso no Vale Tudo,
Yeah,
no Pride.
that's right.
Do Pride.
Who remembers Caro Parisian?
Oh yeah, Caro was awesome.
He was awesome. And he was one of the guys that applied most judo. But you don't need to go that far.
Well.
All you need to do is the foot sweeps, okay? Okay, good. Now, Marcelo Sensei asked me to show something about the mat work, okay?